Hello everyone, welcome back to 3 News Now. I'm Stephanie Haney. Thank you for joining us. This is your afternoon update for Monday, June 29th, where we bring you the top headlines from WKYC.com and our WKYC app. Today, Governor Mike DeWine surprised everyone by holding an unscheduled press conference. He had previously been holding press conferences along with Lieutenant Governor John Husted on Tuesdays and Thursdays only, and last week he said that he would speak to everyone again on Tuesday unless there were any breaking news or major developments. So there is a press conference underway right now with Governor Mike DeWine. We can tell you as of the beginning of this press conference, he is talking about the recent surge in COVID-19 cases and how it is not only due to increased testing. He said based on the positivity rate, they can tell that it is not just increased testing, that this is increased evidence of larger community spread. He did say, however, that hospitals are not reaching that 80% threshold that has people very concerned to, quote, crash the healthcare system, but he does say that lessons we've learned from New York City, Texas, and Arizona say that that can change very quickly. But the increase in COVID-19 hospitalizations, according to Governor Mike DeWine, is most apparent in the Cleveland, Dayton, and Cincinnati areas of Ohio. We'll be monitoring that to let you know during this live stream if there's any breaking news from Governor Mike DeWine's press conference to let you know about. We do have those updated numbers from the Ohio Department of Health in, and we did see a decrease in newly reported cases today, though the number is still high. It's still in the 700s. We did see an increase in hospitalizations and ICU admissions as well over the past 24 hours. The total number of newly reported cases in the last 24 hours is now 737 new COVID-19 cases here in Ohio, bringing that total to 51,046 dating all the way back to March 9th. Now that's down from what we saw on Sunday. We saw 854 new cases on Sunday. And it was last week on Friday when we saw that huge jump of 987 new cases. But from yesterday to today, this is a decrease in the number of newly reported COVID-19 cases here in Ohio, according to the Ohio Department of Health. The total number of deaths is now at 2,818, with 11 new deaths reported in the past 24 hours. That's up from 3 new deaths reported on Sunday. The total number of hospitalizations is now 7,746. So that's 65 new hospitalizations reported in the last 24 hours. Let's take a look at the U.S. numbers and the global numbers just to give you an idea of where we stand in the country and globally. The total number of cases, according to Johns Hopkins University, is now near 2.6 million in the U.S., and the total number of deaths in the U.S. is now 125,927. Globally, the total number of cases is now over 10 million. It's nearly 10.2 million cases globally of COVID-19, and the total number of deaths globally is now over 500,000. That total number of global deaths, according to Johns Hopkins University, is now 502,947. Bringing it back here to Ohio, 2 Little Caesars employees have been fired after designing a swastika on a pizza and delivering it to customers. This is the Little Caesars in Brook Park where this happened, and they confirmed that a customer received a pizza on Saturday with pepperoni that was organized in the shape of a swastika, which is the symbol which came to be used by the Nazis as a symbol of hate. Little Caesars released the following statement to 3 News this morning. They said, "We have zero tolerance for racism and discrimination in any form, and these franchise store employees were immediately terminated. We're deeply disappointed that this happened, as this conduct is completely against our values. We have also reached out to the customer to discuss this personally with him." The company said both employees admitted responsibility and were immediately terminated upon admitting that they, in fact, were responsible for this pizza showing up to someone's home in the shape of a swastika with pepperonis on it. So one of the people who ordered the pizza shared a picture of it online on Saturday night. Many people questioned whether it was actually true. We do now know that the employees admitted to it. So the company is saying that this is true. It did actually happen. And it was Jason Laska who posted it with the caption, "Are you kidding me right now?" I think a lot of people are probably thinking that. He said he grabbed the pepperoni pizza and he said he couldn't believe that's what he saw when he got home. And he also shared that his stepdaughter is biracial and he's thankful that she did not see that post. So those employees taking action, that company taking action in order to remove those employees from employment at Little Caesars. Here's something that's upsetting news for a lot of people. Costco is no longer selling half-sheet cakes, but you will be able to get free samples in the store. So Costco confirmed today that it's not selling half-sheet cakes anymore in the US, and there are no immediate plans to bring the cakes back. They said they're focusing on smaller 10-inch white and 10-inch chocolate cakes that seem to be more popular with customers right now. It was back in May that Costco first said when they were advertising graduation cakes that half sheets would not be available to order. And on the Facebook page, they later pointed out in the comments that it was related to the COVID-19 pandemic. So here's what Costco commented on a post. To help limit personal contact and create more space for social distancing, Costco has reduced service in some departments. At this time, we are not making sheet cakes for special order. Thank you for understanding. So although the half-sheet cakes are gone, like I said, you can get food sampling again in Costco at its many U.S. locations. That's according to Bloomberg. Now, here's how it's going to be a little bit different, though. The new stations will offer prepackaged items behind plexiglass, and the servers will wear masks. Costco had suspended food samples previously in stores back in March as the coronavirus began spreading worldwide, and we began to learn about its impact here in the U.S. In New York City, we now know that Broadway will stay closed for the rest of the year. The shutdown of New York City's Broadway has been extended through January 3rd. That's according to the Broadway League. Broadway performances initially stopped on March 12th, and at the time there were 31 shows running. That's including 8 new productions that were still in previews, and there were 8 more shows in rehearsals that were preparing to open before the shutdown. But the Broadway League has now said that it's working with officials and industry leaders for the best plan to safely restart performances in the future, and some logistics behind it are currently being reviewed for audience members and employees, like screening and testing, cleaning and sanitizing, finding ways inside the theaters, backstage protocols, and other things. So here's what the Broadway League chairman said. The Broadway experience can be deeply personal, but it is also crucially communal. The alchemy of 1,000 strangers bonding into a single audience, fueling each performer on stage and behind the scenes will be possible again when Broadway theaters can safely host full houses. There is no official date right now for Broadway performances to return, but the Broadway League is looking right now at early 2021. That's where they're hoping based on projections. So tickets for winter and spring performances are expected to go on sale in the coming weeks. If you do have tickets for a performance through January 3rd, 2021, you can expect to receive an email from the point of purchase, wherever you purchase that ticket through, with detailed information regarding both refund and exchange options. Also, any customers holding tickets through January 3rd, 2021, if you have not received an email by July 13th, contact your point of purchase so that you can get some assistance with what you can do with your ticket. Here in Northeast Ohio, Kent State University is beginning phase 2 of its reopening. That will begin very soon here in July. So right now, Summer 1 and Summer 2 classes are continuing online, and most Summer 3, the third session of summer classes, those will be beginning on July 9th. Most of those will also be online. There will be a few classes that will be offered in person. Those will be approved by the Office of the Provost. And in phase 2, which begins very soon here, they'll be doing the staggered return of faculty and staff whose work directly supports the return of students. However, they do say throughout phase 2, work from home is preferred if that's possible for any of the Kent State University staff. And the final fall course schedule is expected to be released tomorrow. We don't know exactly whether that will include information on what is expected to be in person or what is expected to be online, but we do now know that there is a final fall course schedule that is expected to be released tomorrow, so we'll be watching for that. Now, if you're like me, and if the 4th of July is your favorite holiday, you'll be interested to know that we have a 4th of July fireworks guide up right now to celebrate the birthday of America. That's coming up this weekend, Saturday, July 4th. And even though you've already been hearing fireworks around all your neighborhoods, because that seems to have been a trend this summer. Everyone seems to be setting off fireworks every single day. There are still some big displays happening, despite the fact that some cities have canceled demonstrations. So we have a list of locations in Northeast Ohio where you will be able to see fireworks this Saturday if you are interested in that. Some of those places include Cedar Point, which of course doesn't open up again until July 9th for its Stevens Pass holders, but they are offering parking lot tickets, and they will have their 4th of July fireworks display happening, so people can go there in Sandusky. There's also Crusher Stadium in Avon, Canal Park in Akron, as Akron has canceled its main fireworks display, but it is having smaller displays in the surrounding community. So we've got all that information and lots more up on WKYC.com and our WKYC app. And you can check that out. If you have not yet downloaded the WKYC app, this is a great time to do it so that you can stream all of our shows live. You can also stream our live streams through the WKYC app, like Governor Mike DeWine's press conference, which is still in process right now. And you can download that app for free in the iOS App Store or in the Google Play Store if you have an Android device. That's it for your 3 News Now afternoon update. Next, I'll see you on What's New at 5 p.m., which you can stream on WKYC.com in our app and also on YouTube. And then we've got more for you at 6 p.m. on What Matters Most, at 7 p.m. on Front Row, and 11 p.m. on What's Next. And I'll see you back here tomorrow morning for 3 News Now at 11 a.m. I'm Stephanie Haney.